Car fix back. Car fix back.
Car fix back.
Car fix back.
Car fix back.
Car fix back.
Car fix back.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of First Canada Live. It's almost the end of January, but everything's going great, and we are in for a very good show tonight. So to get things started, let's not waste any time. I'd like to introduce our co-host for tonight. We have Michelle D from First Team 1305 Ice Cube and a member of the First Canada Youth Council. And Michelle, you brought a friend with you.
I did. Here we have a special guest tonight, Mr. Handsome himself, coming and representing some of our cool first merch.
Well, hello, Mr. Handsome. And I'm really loving the bucket hat that Mr. Handsome has. That's stylish.
He's got a lot of style, some First Canada Youth Council bucket hat.
Well,
I know he's dripping down.
That's the way he is, Mr. Handsome. Bringing, the drip is strong right here. Hey, Michelle, are you excited for today's show?
Very excited. I know we got a great show coming up.
Yeah, we've got a lot of really fun guests today because we have Georgian College here, hosts of one of our FRC district events, to talk more about their school. FRC season, all the challenges are going on right now. One of the big ones is the Innovation Challenge. So we're like, okay, how can we teach teams about the Innovation Challenge? Well, why not have the winners of the first place at the Global Innovation Awards in 2017? The Hydrators are here, including First Canada game announcer Connor Bosey and a few of his friends. And we're going to be talking first Lego League Explore with the W.A.F.F.L.E.S Explore Team 1, which is going to be really fun. Because we've talked a lot about FLL Challenge on the show, but FLL Explore, with the younger kids, they do some really cool stuff, and they've got their models. I naturally want to say robots, but they do models. But they're programmed, they move, and they've got all sorts of good stuff coming on. So get ready for that. You have any questions for us throughout the show? Drop them into the Twitch chat, and we will do our best to answer them on the show. And remember why we're here. We're here to celebrate, excellence in our community and just have some fun and reconnect with everyone. So let's bring the positivity, let's bring the energy, and it's going to be a great show. Speaking of energy, you can't have energy unless you're doing well, and wellness is important. So Michelle, why don't you lead us through this week's Youth Council Wellness Moment?
Good thing you mentioned energy, because today for our wellness moment, I'd like to remind everyone to get enough sleep at night. So for teenagers, the recommended amount is around 8 to 10 hours of sleep per night. And, I just learned this in class a few days ago. An extra 30 minutes can make a really big difference for how much you learn in class, and makes you an active learner instead of a passive learner. So just 30 extra minutes can make a big difference.
Yeah. And sorry, Michelle, please go on.
Oh.
No.
Oh, okay. And sleep helps repair and enhance your memory and reduces anxiety and stress and stuff like that. So it's got a lot of big benefits.
Yeah, there's been so many studies over the years about how your brain just functions better after more sleep, and students' marks go up. There's less people who have slept more have less accidents, less things go wrong. So it's sleep is good, and like the immortal Ralph Wiggum from The Simpsons said, "Sleep is where I'm a Viking." So I don't know if anyone's going to get that reference. Sometimes I'm just talking to myself, obviously. But hey, sleep is good. Michelle, thank you for that valuable reminder. And everyone, just get some sleep, but maybe not during the show. Not during the show. Mr. Handsome's wide awake, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's up and he's listening.
Exactly. Hey, thank you for that, Michelle. But now I think it's time to move into the news updates, and we've got some really interesting ones, because today we've got the results from FTC scrimmage number 2. That's right. The scrimmage happened all last week. Teams were going through judging interviews, and they were submitting robot videos for this scrimmage to help themselves get ready for the FTC qualifiers, which are going to be starting in March. And we have, it was a really fun event. Actually, you would think it's just going to be Ontario teams, but they actually had some international and some cross-Canada flavor. A team from Nova Scotia and teams from Beijing were at this event, which is pretty awesome. And before we get into the results from FTC scrimmage number 2, just a huge thank you to all the volunteer judges. They had a lot of work to do, and they're so used to judging in person and being in rooms, but they're getting used to Zoom judging and doing all these calls every night after work for them. And just thank you. We could not do this without you. So let's take a look at the winners.
The winners here.
Okay. And we got a little bit of an echo that started right when we started the screen share program. And we'll try and sort that out. All right, so the design award winners are second place, team 18824 Endeavor, and first place 16415, the Low Ellen Nerdy Knights. And for the Motivate Award, second place is team 18828 Star Dream. First place is 18844, the Pro Teams. Nice and punny. You get that one? Yeah.
Yeah.
The Control Award, second place, 16417, Dr. X Academy. And first place, 18920, Robotic Storm. And for the Innovate Award, second place, team 18960, Edit Robotics. And first place, 16417, it's Dr. X Academy again. Just got to throw up the X, like this Brian, Wakanda forever right there. All right, and we got more awards. The Connect Award. Second place, team 16399, Team Quantum. And first place, 18846, Braybotics. Think Award. Second place, team 16397, Relatively Quantum. We saw them on First Canada Live a couple episodes ago. They were showing off their stuff, so that's really cool. And first place, 18960, Edit Robotics. And for the Performance Awards, this is robots, their matches, their scoring. Third place, 18960, Edit Robotics. Second place, 18844 Proteins. And in first place with a big score of 160 points, team 16417, Dr. X Academy. And now the Inspire Award, the most prestigious award in FTC. Third place, 18844, the Proteins. Second place, 18960, Edit Robotics. And first place, 16397, Relatively Quantum. Congratulations to all the teams who competed in the scrimmage. And of course, thank you to all the volunteers who helped make this happen. And there's another FTC scrimmage coming up in just a few weeks, actually. They're going to go for FTC scrimmage number 3. Then in March, they have their first qualifier. In April, they have their second qualifier. And then there will be a provincial championship. So lots of stuff going on in the FTC world. So stay tuned to First Canada Live for updates. And those actual qualified events will be broadcast live on Twitch on Saturdays. I believe it's one Saturday in March and one Saturday in April. So make sure you tune in for that good stuff. We got some other news going on. Michelle, how's your FRC team doing right now?
We're doing pretty good. We're registered and we're getting ready to start all of the different challenges and really getting together. And it's kind of revitalized their team a little bit with all the new challenges, all these new things to do.
Right. There's so much fun stuff going on. And, if you're a team FRC team out there who's not registered yet, it's okay. It's not too late. You can still get involved and get started right now. Registration is still open. And we got lots of resources to help you out, because if you've got questions about, what should I be doing right now? You should check out the Ontario First Team Support Slack, which is a Slack group where mentors and students can post questions and get advice from each other. So if you want to sign up for the Slack, invitations have been put out in the First Canada email blast. So make sure you take a look at that or reach out to a First Canada staff member to learn more. And scholarship time, because there's some deadlines coming up really soon, like January 31st, which I believe is this weekend, is the deadline for the First Canada Women in STEM Scholarship. So get your application in. And then February 15th, day after Valentine's Day, the Build a Dream Skill Trade Scholarship. So both those scholarships are still open. Apply. You want to learn more? Check it out at firstroboticscanada.org/scholarships. Also, there's a bunch of deadlines sort of coming up, but you should start thinking about them. Teams List and W.A.F.F.L.E.S teams, make sure you nominate your students and mentors for these very, very prestigious awards. It absolutely means a lot. The W.A.F.F.L.E.S deadline, I believe, is February 19th, I want to say, February 18th. And Dean's List is February 25th. So make sure you get those submissions in, start working on them now. And all the challenges are going to be due, the non-robot physical challenges are due March 4th. So you want to get that started. And then if you are doing the skills competitions, we're looking into April 8th. So lots of good stuff going on. And of course, if you want to submit for these challenges, you're going to have your team rosters done. That means students and mentors are registered with First on your team roster. So if you want to learn more about that, reach out to First Senior Mentor Paul Keenan, Swaggy P, as you probably know him by. He's the guru of the team rosters. So Michelle, you mentioned that your team's been doing the challenges. Which challenge are you most excited about right now?
I'm really looking forward to, I guess, both the Innovation Award and the Game Design Challenge, because I feel like it's really a chance to get creative. Maybe the Game Design Challenge a little bit more if I had to choose. And I also like the addition of the chain, because that throws in a little monkey wrench, I guess you could say, and you gotta think, get even more creative, work within the limitations that are set out. And
Yeah,
that's when some real, yeah.
it's a lot of fun. Last week on the show, we talked about the game design challenge and a breakdown on how to design a game. So that's available on YouTube if people want to check that out to learn more. I'm really excited to learn more about the innovation challenge today with the hydrators, because the innovation challenge it sounds just so applicable. We go to these events, and for years, Dean and Dr. Flowers would talk about how the world needs a new generation of thinkers to solve big problems, and the big problems are out there. And it was always kind of talked about like this is something to do in the future, but why not start trying to solve problems now? And first students are so capable and so talented. So, I see, working with you, Michelle, just how much passion and energy the Youth Council has to solve problems and to create awareness about things. So I'm really excited to see what teams identify as problems this year and what solutions they come up with. Because the hydrators were coming on later. Do you know what their solution was? It's so cool. They came up with an automated horse hydration system. So like a horse could just, they're gonna tell the better details. The way I tell it is like a horse could just be like walking around a field and just like get a drink, and like it like automatically like does it for them. How awesome is that?
Yeah, fits the name, hydrating horses.
You're right. Wait, are you a horse person? I'm not a horse person.
I used to be. I used to have a lot of horse books and stuff. But,
Did you ride?
no,
Okay.
unfortunately. But
I'm more of like a bunny person. Red pandas. I like red pandas.
oh, good choice.
Good stuff. Well, that is today's news. But I think before we get to our next segment, which is going to be really, really fun, let's take a look at this word from our sponsor. So Michelle, I just got a text that said the mannequin is unsettling. I don't think Mr. Handsome is unsettling. I think it's pretty cool. I thought, it's good. It's a good look right there. And that shirt looks so nice. So I think it's a winner. Don't worry, Mr. Handsome, you're not unsettling me.
You're the haters, but no, you gotta
Just rise above, we're all about positivity on this show, right, Michelle?
yeah.
Okay, so it's time to talk first LEGO League Explore, but the best way to do this is to introduce one of our great teams. So we've got the Mini Waffles Explore team number 1. We've got a whole bunch of people here. First off, we have Steven Schwartzentruber, who is a first LEGO League Explore coach and the organizer for several of Ontario's first LEGO League Explore festivals. He's the tournament director for 3 of this year's Waffles festivals and serves on the Waffles board of directors. Hey, Steven, great for you to join us.
Good evening, Karthik. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, glad to have you, man. And of course, we have Hagen Poles, who's a first alum, Team 771. We met way back at the Calgary Regional in 2013. I remember that. There's some good stories there. She's the first LEGO League coach and also a great FRC strategy member. And she is the Waffles' first LEGO League Explore program lead and also one of our FRC referees. So welcome, Tegan. And you've been doing some cool stuff with the first LEGO League Explore. How's that transition? Because like you were like an FRC person, like an FRC, like hardcore, like a lot of the times people think that like these hardcore strategy mentors only care about FRC, but you obviously care about more because you're doing FLL Explore. What's that like?
It's definitely different. And I'd say last year I took on FLL Challenge, which is the 9 to 14, used to just be called FLL, and I fell in love with it. Like the way I got into FIRST was through FLL because it was actually my sister who did FLL, and then my science teacher's like, "What the heck? Why aren't you doing this as an FRC student?" And then from there, like I stayed involved with the FIRST Lego League. It's just been really near and dear to my heart, and it's a big part of the Waffles too. So when they were looking for a mentor to step up and take that on, I was more than happy to. And then this year, going to the 6 to 10-year-olds, I'm so excited for you guys to see what they do. It's a different season too than FRC, so you can do both. The timing doesn't overlap very much, which makes it easier to do. But I mean, it's a totally different atmosphere, but it's so much fun. I'm so excited for you guys to see it.
Well, I'm excited to see it too. So let's meet the mini waffles from Explore Team 1. We've got Emily, Hudson, and Alex. Hello, folks. Hi, Alex. Hi, Emily. Hi, Hudson.
Hi.
Hi. Okay, first of all, I'm overwhelmed by adorableness, and these robots look so cool. So thank you for being here. Thanks for staying up late with us. We really appreciate it, and I can't wait to hear more. Also, Hudson, loving your hairstyle. That is a good look. So, okay, yeah, you can hide too. Okay. If I had hair like that, but I don't. I did at one point. Question for Stephen and Tegan before we get to the kiddos here. How are your teams meeting right now? How are you operating in light of all the restrictions that are going on in the province right now?
Yeah, so this team, we ran the team from September to December. So not dealing with the stay-at-home order that Ontario is dealing with right now. We were a little lucky in that regard. And Kingston's been pretty good as far as COVID goes. So Alex and Hudson go to the same school and they're next door neighbors. So they were able to meet up wearing their PPE in a garage. So, they'd have their masks on, they work together. And then Emily always joined us every week over Zoom. It was always so good. And then we'd have a few mentors in and out on Zoom as well. So today, now with the stay-at-home order, Alex and Hudson have had to separate. But normally it would be the two of them together, and then Emily would be joining us with Zoom, and then Stephen and Stephen's out of Waterloo, so would always be coming in remotely anyways, and then we'd all meet over a Zoom call.
Very nice. Okay, so Alex, Emily, or Hudson, does one of you maybe want to show us your model and maybe give us a little bit of a demo? Who wants to start? Tegan, do you know who should start?
I'm seeing Alex look like he's pointing at something. I think Alex might have, no, Alex does not have something he wants to show. Okay, how about Hudson?
Emily.
How about you? Emily? Yeah.
Emily?
Emily, why don't you show us your model? What did we make this year? Yeah, once you unmute, you can tell us what you made.
You're muted right now.
There we go, Emily. Hi, Emily.
Made an obstacle course
Yeah, and why did we make an obstacle course this year?
to get people moving.
Yeah. So
Excellent.
maybe
That seems like good reasoning to me. What kind of obstacles are on the course?
Gymnastics, swimming, soccer.
Wow. And of those three, which is your favorite obstacle?
Gymnastics.
Yeah, I like gymnastics too. That's one of my favorites in the Olympics. Simone Biles, he's the GOAT. It's pretty good stuff. And Emily, did you do any programming on that model?
Yes.
Yeah, do you like programming?
Yes.
Yeah, what's your favorite part of coding?
Make
All of it?
the elevator go up and down.
Oh, wow, the elevator goes up and down. Can you show us? Is that possible?
Maybe.
Maybe. Could you please show us? Would that make it easier?
Can you
Yeah.
see?
Yeah.
Elevator going up, elevator going up,
Well, I heard that. I heard that for sure.
elevator going down, elevator going down, elevator going down, elevator going. We didn't do it right. We forgot something.
That's okay.
Emily, can you point to the elevator for us so we can see it?
Right there.
Yeah. And why do we have an elevator, Emily? Do you remember why?
So you can elevator going up, elevator going up, elevator going up.
What's going up?
Wow.
Yeah.
So maybe one of Alex or Hudson could say, why did we make an elevator that can go up and down? What's something we had to think about when we were making our obstacle course?
Marco is in a wheelchair.
Yeah, so we were given a few different, they were given some characters to kind of think about what they wanted to design it for. And Marco's in a wheelchair. So why was it so important to make an elevator for Marco if he's in a wheelchair?
Slide.
Can you say that again?
So it can get up to the slide. And I
That's
can
right.
And well, and accessibility is really important, because if you have like a fun obstacle course, it's not going to be fun if one of your friends can't do it. So you want to make sure that everyone has an opportunity to do it. And that's what accessibility is about. I really like the sound that goes with the elevator, because now people know that it's happening. And that's another accessibility point. If someone, might not be able to see the elevator, they can hear it. Like that just worked for us. We couldn't see the elevator at first, but we knew it was going up. So
that's a new thing. You put that in very recently. I like the addition. I was surprised. I think it's really awesome, Emily.
I have different sounds too.
Alex, you do? What sounds do you have?
I can show you.
Yeah.
I just have to get Marco out of his wheelchair and put him on the elevator.
Make sure you do that carefully.
Marco stays on the wheelchair.
Oh, Marco doesn't leave the wheelchair? Okay.
And the light, when it was stopped, it turned red, and when it was going down, the motor light was green.
Very cool.
Can't see it, the light. This time I'll play the motor, but with the light showing.
Okay. And maybe if you want to point at it, so then it'll be really easy for us to see.
Or Alex, could you maybe point at the motor? Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Spinning.
So what we're seeing right now, this is the heart model. So the first LEGO League Explore program has one core component to it that everyone builds. And right now, Alex has the heart model. As Tegan mentioned, Alex and Hudson used to meet together in a garage. So they had to split their model apart. So Alex took the heart model, and then I think Hudson, he took the obstacle course. So he's got the obstacle course over there.
Oh, yeah. I see Hudson showing the minifigure going through.
Hudson, do you want to maybe show us the minifigure going through the obstacle course?
Okay.
Start at the door.
So what's your favorite obstacle in the obstacle course, Hudson?
This one.
This one.
And which one's that?
The one when you made Alex and me.
Show them what happens. Why don't you show it to us?
You start the door, and there's a circle place where you can play soccer. And these are the nets.
Soccer, good.
Playing soccer, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember how we came up with those sports? Gymnastics and soccer? Do you guys remember where we came up with those ideas?
No.
No? That was a long time ago.
So what Alex remembers? Alex, why did we come up with those three sports?
Because it's all our favorites.
Yeah, we combined all of our favorite sports to make an obstacle course. And what was everyone's? So we've got Hudson's favorite obstacle is the soccer. Emily's is the gymnastics. Alex, what about you?
The swimming. And I have a surf simulator made onto mine.
Whoa, a surf simulator. That is fancy. What I think is really cool is you combine three different sports, and that's a little bit like some of our FRC teams are doing right now with the game design challenge. They have to design a game for people to play, and a lot of them are combining different sports. I hear some are trying to combine curling into all of this, but like Tegan, Steve, and Michelle, think about an FRC game where if it was like part soccer, part gymnastics, and part swimming. Water. Oh, who knows?
Yeah, we got thumbs up from the mini waffles. I think that's what they would like.
Yeah,
do you guys want to build big robots when you grow up?
Yes.
The cool thing is you don't even have to grow up that much to do it. You can do it pretty soon, I see Tegan, you're just like training young drivers right now, trying to get the next drive team going.
Oh yeah, we've already got our future Dean's List finalists right in the chat. Don't worry about it. We've already picked them out. Essays are being written. We're good to go.
And there'll be future Woody Flowers Award winners and Partner Excellence Award too when they start big companies and support first. This is really, really cool. But so First Lego League Explore, you do the model, and the model is a big part of it, but also I think you work on posters, right? So does someone want to tell us about their poster? Who wants to go first? Alex, I see your hand waving. Tell us about your poster.
Everybody is on it. Me, Hudson, and Emily.
That's great. And what is your poster about?
It's about our model. And one thing, we hit all our playmaker symbols. You have to find all 12 playmaker symbols.
Oh, so it's like an adventure?
And Hudson has some too.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
I have 2 on my model. Hudson has the rest on his.
It's like trying to find Waldo or a little Bernie Sanders on a chair. Hey, Emily, how about your poster? It looks really cool. What's in there?
Sorry, we can't hear you. Can you speak up a little bit?
Someone playing in some gymnastics.
Nice.
Me holding a pineapple.
We gotta have a pineapple. Pineapples are good. Especially on pizza.
Do you have Alex and Hudson on your poster too, Emily?
Yes.
Oh,
So
they're a little bit out of the frame.
Oh,
There they are. Yeah. So it was difficult, but I think even though we were all separated, we still felt like we were a team together. So you can see both Emily and Alex on their poster. They've got a picture of each of the team members on it.
And so for Stephen and Tegan, so you're saying that Emily never actually hasn't worked with Alex and Hudson yet this season, like in person?
Correct. We didn't. So we never had a real like in-person meeting with all of us. So she was always with us over Zoom, and sometimes her little sister would pop in too, and we'd all be on calls at the same time. So, Alex and Hudson, do you feel like Emily's part of your team?
That's okay. This is so cool to me because you think about virtual learning and all these virtual environments, but I think you forget about like the most important part of school is like is friendship, and the friends you make and these programs. It's like why we keep coming back to FIRST because of all the people we've met. And it's really cool that you've made a new friend who you haven't actually met yet, but you've still made a new friend and a teammate. And that's really awesome. Hey, Alex, I see your hands up. You have a question?
No, I want to share our core values.
Okay.
Teamwork, inclusion, and fun. Discovery, innovation, and impact.
Those are some good core values right there. I like all of those. You're nodding your head, Hudson. You like those too?
So we had our festival 3 weeks ago, maybe a little bit more, 4 or 5 weeks ago. And it was the most adorable FIRST robotics event that I have ever been to. It was a Zoom call with about 75 children in it, just like Alex and Emily and Hudson, and just adorable. But our team here, the Mini Waffles, they came away with the Core Values Award, which we're really proud of as well.
Congratulations. That is amazing. Stephen, are you trying to say that it's cuter than the Waterloo Regional?
It is the most cute event that I've ever been to. FIRST robotics or not.
This is really, really fabulous stuff. And so, Tegan, maybe, for anyone out there who's trying to learn about this program and being like, okay, this seems intimidating. Do you have any advice for potential, mentors who want to start this up?
Yeah, so First Lego League Explore is the best program to do if you don't have any experience, because you're essentially given the entire guide of what your team needs to do. So Alex, Emily, and Hudson, we went through a bunch of activities in our book booklets. Does anyone remember reading through those booklets? The big green ones? Or yeah, so Alex has his engineering notebook. So the kids all get an engineering notebook that they go through, and then the coaches get a copy of that as well. You get all the Lego you need in the boxes that each team member gets. Normally you have one box for a team. This year you've got two that are you can have 2 kits per team. Sorry, my brain just shut off for a moment. So everything you need is given to you, and there's also a great community behind you if you have any questions. We're lucky because the first LEGO League Explore partner for Ontario is also a Waffle. Christine helped me out when I was trying to get started, didn't know what I was doing. The program, you can download it online for free. So if you've got, if the coach is able to learn it itself yourself, you can do that. But really, like, you can learn along with the kids and they get the same amount out of it, which is really awesome. And kids can do it from year to year because there's sensors that you can add on if this is your 2nd or 3rd year with the program. So you can do it every year until you turn 10 years old.
I would never want to turn 10. I just want to keep doing it for forever. What are you thinking about all this, Michelle?
Wow. I think it's so cool. And I think you guys really made some cool models. And Emily, I really like your poster. I like all the pink in it. That's one of my favorite colors. And blue is one of my favorite colors too. So I like the other poster as well. And the game, that was a smart idea. So I just have a little question for you, I guess. Anyone, I guess, could answer this. Emily, what was your favorite part about making the whole thing? Did you have a favorite moment, maybe, if you can remember?
What was your favorite moment?
Programming.
Yeah, coders.
Mm-hmm.
Once you become a programmer, you're in there for life. So that's really, really, really good.
Hudson, how about you? What was your favorite moment? Looks like you got something to say.
Program.
Oh, another programmer.
And Alex, we'll round it out.
Building with my friends.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff going on here. And so I guess, for the kids, like, let's have some fun here. What's your favorite robot of all time? Like on TV and books and cartoons, does anyone have a favorite robot? Emily?
My robot.
Your robot's your favorite robot. That's a good answer. I like that. Yeah, Alex?
I have a robot coding robot that, and it's Botley.
Ooh, that sounds fun. And Hudson, what about you as you're dancing, bobbing away over there? You have a favorite robot?
R2D2 from Star Wars.
Which one?
R2D2.
Yes. R2D2 is so good. Oh, I was going to say something, but I don't want to spoil The Mandalorian for people, so I'll just keep my mouth shut. Hagen, you got a favorite robot?
I mean, I'm impartial to all robots, but I actually am a big fan of the WALL-E movies. So WALL-E and,
Nice.
but I mean, all the FRC robots are all pretty awesome. 330, 2016, one of the best ones. 254, 2014.
Falling
all
over,
very
popping
good
back
robots.
up. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty
She's-
much.
She stole mine, Wally. Best
Sure.
robot.
Two people can have WALL-E. That's totally fine. What about you?
Although
Michelle?
Emily's robot is pretty high up there too.
Yeah, Emily, I love your robot. It's very pretty. And I love the elevator going up, elevator going down.
Thank
Did you have your hand up, Hudson? Oh,
Alex, what are you working on your iPad right now or your tablet?
Alex, what you working on?
I'm playing with my code. I'm doing all the colors. So like when it's done, it does all the colors in the code.
That is the classic programmer. It's like, or in the middle of a Zoom call, I'm just working on my code. I've got,
Oh yeah,
more
yeah.
important
No.
things to handle right here. It's like no time to waste and everything.
Mhm.
so if you're looking at the first LEGO League Explore program, there's a magical moment that happens maybe 15 minutes after we start up the We Do software, where I start, showing them how the different blocks work and what they do and how you start your program and how you run your program, where the training wheels just come off and the kids figure out everything that they need to know. They can just figure it all out. It's a magical moment. And I saw that on Emily's face, which is probably why that was her favorite moment of the season. But this is really a really great way to just introduce people to think about how a program might run. It's a really great program for that.
And speaking about the program, Stephen, you are leading a lot of these festivals, but I hear there's a FLL Explore festival in March that maybe you could tell us a little bit about.
Yeah, so we're hosting 3 First LEGO League Explore festivals this year. We had one in December. The next one is coming up March 27th. And then we've got another one in June. So pretty much every season, there is a First LEGO League Explore festival waiting for you. And it's a 10-week program, about 10 weeks. So now is actually the perfect week to start. If you're looking to start your own First LEGO League Explorer team, you'll have a festival waiting for you. And that's really what we're trying to do. All throughout the spring and the winter, there will be a festival waiting for you that you can participate in with great reviewers and volunteers. And it's going to be a really exciting experience.
So what's the festival like for our viewers who might have no idea what's going on? What's this festival going to be like in March?
Yeah, so the festival is the culmination of the season. This is where the kids get to show off everything that they've built and show it to the judges, the reviewers, and get some feedback. So this is the finale, the grand finale. And we get a bunch of the first partners in there. They help us out, run activities and games. It's a lot of fun for the kids. And it's just a way to celebrate the season. So that's what the festivals are all about. It's the capstone to the season.
Awesome. Hey, maybe for the mini waffles, maybe we'll start with Emily. What was your favorite part of your festival that you went to? Do you remember your festival?
It's where you show them all your stuff.
Yeah, remember when we played the games and there was the nice lady named Heather who was leading up a bunch of games and there were a bunch of kids? And then you got to talk to some judges. I see some nodding. Does that ring a bell? What was your favorite part of that day?
Showing my obstacle course.
It's a good obstacle course. That makes a lot of sense. What about you, Hudson? What was your favorite part?
Telling the questions.
Yeah. Good to talk to people about when you worked on a robot and you worked on models for so long, it's great to share. Alex, I saw your hand up. If I can interrupt you from your code.
Building.
Building?
Is good stuff. Yeah.
The building never stops for this program. They're still building right now. We'll have to pry the Lego away from Alex after this.
That's right, and the iPad, I guess. So Tegan, Stephen's told us a little bit about, the coding that goes into this and how the students learn. But I hear you're going to be doing some codable workshops that the Waffles are going to be helping out with, and they're going to be helping First Canada. Do you want to tell us a little bit about what's going on with these workshops, how people can get involved, and what's the deal?
For sure. So the codable workshops, it's basically if you had the 10-week FLL Explore program and you squished it down into an hour. So it's a 1 hour free segment that you can join. We're running a bunch of workshops and we're going to go over things like what the core values were. Alex talked about those 6 core values. We're going to be learning a little bit about that. The codable workshops will do a little bit of introductory programming. So we'll use those We-Dos that have the motors that go up and down. You're not going to have the Lego, but you can still program because the software is free to download. We're going to do a little bit of stuff using so we got some pen and paper. We're going to download the software. We're going to read a book. And again, this is free for kids age 6 to 10. The Codable Workshop, I believe you can sign up on the First Canada website, which might redirect you to the Waffles website. Maybe Stephen might be able to put the link in chat, or one of the First Canada staff. I don't have that on hand, but it's an hour long. The first one starts on Friday, but we're running them all the way up until March. You can join in. There's going to be there's me, Stephen might be there. We're going to have some Waffle FRC students joining in to help lead the party. And we're just going to get some kids excited. It's an hour of your day. They're planned for parents during either PA days or on a weekend or during March break. So an hour long where a parent and kids sit down, join the Zoom call, join the fun. And they're so small. It's pretty much 1-to-1 student to mentor. It's 2 to 6 kids per group. And we're just going to be working on learning about those 6 core values, learning about some programming and having fun.
That sounds awesome. And is this one of those things where like you can come one week and then miss a week and then come to another week?
So this, I believe you only come once just because
Oh,
it's the same
okay.
curriculum every time. But if you come, you have a lot of fun, go to school, tell your friends about it, and then they can come and do it, and then you can all talk about it afterwards. So it's just a 1 hour program. And then if you do that, you really enjoy it, you can get involved with the team after that because it's a really good gateway into getting involved in First LEGO League Explore.
Well, that sounds like a lot of fun. And the link is in chat for anyone who wants to check it out. So make sure you do that right there. And it'll be really good. As we come towards the end of the segment, I just want to say, does anyone have anything they want to tell us? The mini waffles or the large waffles? Anything you want to add? No, Alex, you got nothing?
Anyone have a favorite part of their model that they haven't shown us yet? It could be an obstacle, it could be silly, it could be funny, it could be whatever you guys want to show us about your model.
The light in the soccer field.
Oh, the soccer field has a light? When does the light turn on?
Nighttime so the people can play.
That makes a lot of sense. When will it turn on with daytime?
Hudson, what about you? And then we'll go to Alex. Hudson, what's your favorite part?
The rock climbing wall. Over here, there's this stuff.
Yeah,
There's a rock climbing wall?
Yeah.
I didn't hear about that. That's cool.
And Alex, what about you?
The fireplace and the Christmas tree because it was around Christmas when we did it.
Awesome. Hudson, sorry, did you have something else you want to say?
I changed this into a thingamajigger, so I don't even know how to explain it.
Those thingamajiggers are tough to explain.
So I wanted to add on to this. The Waffles are running another First LEGO League Explore program. We have our first session tomorrow and we still have spots open. So if you're interested in having your 6 to 10-year-old join one of our programs, feel free to send them our way. You can find out all the information on our website or send us a message on Facebook.
Hey, Stephen, where would they find that website?
That's wafflesrobotics.com. And
Very
Tegan will put it in chat.
He's already on it.
I was muted by Nightbot for doing that because it told me to stop posting links. So someone else will have to do that.
One of our producers will do that, and I'll talk to Nightbot about their behavior. Nightbot's been aggressive lately in the chat, so I'll talk to Nightbot and Nightbot's owner, Jamie Sim.
Maybe we'll have to throw Nightbot in the obstacle course. Maybe you'll make it run some. Does anyone know where we might throw the Nightbot in the obstacle course?
In the pool.
Yeah.
Wow, that's gonna fry Nightbot's circuits right there. Hey, so I think. What was that, Hudson? You don't have a pool? I don't have one.
Alex, yeah.
Yeah, Alex has the pool.
Oh, that's how sharing goes. Hey, thank you so much to all the regular size waffles, mini waffles. Thanks for your excitement about everything. I love seeing the models, seeing the coding. Alex, I'm glad you had a good working session right here. Make sure you commit your code. You always got to commit your code at the end of a session. But this has been really, really fun. You want to check out more First LEGO League Explore, visit the First Robotics Canada website, check out the workshops that Stephen was talking about, check out the coding stuff that Tegan was talking about. It's all good stuff. Thank you so much for being here. Everyone have fun tonight?
Yeah.
All right, everyone say goodbye to the audience.
Thanks.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you, Stephen. Thank you, Tegan, for helping me.
No problem, Emily.
No
It was
problem,
awesome
Emily.
to work with you. Oh, you're going to make me cry. You guys are
Yeah.
so awesome.
They're
Have fun, guys.
And Tegan, we'll be seeing you in a couple weeks for the Kahoot challenge, right?
Oh yeah, training's already started. We're gonna
take-
get this
You're gonna
trivia.
Take Brennan down.
Obviously.
I can't wait. I can't wait for that. Thanks so much for being here, everyone. This was really fun. And we will be back in just a moment after a word from our sponsor, Georgian College.
You
There you go.
Now
you're out.
amazing.
Hey, we're back. You got to hit the video button to make it turn on. That was so much fun. So we're going to shift gears here. And I apologize in advance, Stephen and Samantha, if I talk to you like you're 5 years old. I really just got to shift gears here. But that was so much fun. That was so exciting. So welcome from Georgian College. We have Stephen F.L.L.E.S, who's the Senior Student Recruitment Specialist with Georgian College. He's an alumni of the school, seasoned professional, knows all about Georgian's programs and services, which span 7 campuses across Central Ontario. Hi, Stephen.
Hi, good evening, Karthik. Thank you for having us.
Well, thank you for being here. And we also have your colleague, Samantha Sullivan-Sauer, who is a chemistry professor. The father is a retired chemistry professor at Georgian College, in environmental technician technology program since 2008, and now a faculty member and program coordinator for the Lakehead Georgian Environmental Sustainable Degree Diploma. So some cross collaboration going on there. That's exciting. Hi, Samantha.
Hi, thanks for having us.
Well, thank you for being here. Now, first of all, it's going to be hard to top the excitement that the mini waffles brought, but so sorry about that. But you'll put these superstars up before you. Things get difficult, but we're really excited to learn a lot about Georgian College. And first, we thank you so much for everything Georgian College does for us. There's a fun FRC district event that happens there every season, which things aren't necessarily happening this year and such, but we understand the world is a crazy place. We can't wait to get back to Georgian College to see that event, to see who's going to win that title. But maybe you want to tell us a little bit about what Georgian has to offer for first students and first alumni.
Absolutely. Thank you. I know we have a brief presentation to kick things off, and I agree, Karthik, that is a hard act to follow with the waffles. That was very entertaining. I thoroughly enjoyed that. This presentation is merely designed to provide a high-level overview of Georgian and the Georgian experience. So if we can move to the next slide, please. It is a great opportunity to talk a little bit about why students should expect more at Georgian College. And as you go through the process of exploring post-secondary options, we believe at Georgian we have more of what you need to succeed. And we go through, every year, the comments that we receive from students and graduates especially that talk about, that it was the services that were dedicated to supporting my learning. It was the experience of highly skilled faculty. It was the innovative learning environment. It was just an incredible experience. And as you can see here, we have 7 campuses situated throughout Central Ontario. The largest of our 7 exist in places like Owen Sound, Barrie, and Orillia. And we also have a number of other smaller locations in Orangeville, South Georgian Bay, our Skilled Trade Center in Midland, as well as the ever popular Muskoka location in Bracebridge. As we go through the next slide, you'll see that Georgian College is very proud to be Ontario's #1 co-op college. And this is certainly a big deal for us. As you can see, we've got more than 5,000 students actively involved in co-op programs. And we are so excited because of our employer partners. As you can see at last count, we had well over 6,000 employer partners available to engage our students. When we go to the next slide, you'll see that it's something that, I believe it's no coincidence. We are a leader when it comes to graduate employment. And I think there's a direct correlation with a lot of our students that are involved in our amazing programs and connected with our employers during co-op and then securing full-time employment at time of graduation. As you can see here, we've got about 90% of our students actively involved in graduate employment. Here is an example of some of the terms and words that are used to describe work integrated learning. And I think that, a big reason to our success is because of the activity that exists outside of the classroom. And I know we can talk more about that a little bit later. One thing I do want to note on this slide, you're going to see entrepreneurship and social entrepreneurship. And that's something that's a big deal at Georgian and for many institutions across the country where, that is becoming a very, very popular demand of employers. They want to see people that are leaders, thinkers, doers, creators. And I know that you get to work with students like that all the time. So that's something that we've embedded as a signature learning series in a lot of our programs, something we're very proud of. When we move to the next slide, you'll see that, in case you didn't know, we have a few hidden gems like this, the Artificial Intelligence Graduate Certificate Program. We're also home to the Automotive Business School of Canada and have been for more than 35 years. We're excited to launch a number of opportunities within the engineering and environmental technologies program area, and you'll hear from my colleague Samantha, who'll talk more about that later. And then we're also home to the unique Great Lakes International Marine Training and Research Center, where students are interested in marine studies. This is a great great opportunity again to embark upon a career at sea if you're interested. Also, if we move to the next slide, you'll see that this is the type of technology that exists. So when we make mention of the fact that our students can become more innovative, if we move to the next slide, you'll see that this facility is equipped with emerging technologies in robotics, mechatronics, manufacturing and assembly. As well, there are special labs like this one. This was also featured in the video where, again, this is called the anechoic chamber. And I'm really excited to talk about this because this was the first in the region, and it's used to measure sounds that are emitted by electromagnetic waves, and as well as just essentially measure sounds that are emitted by electromagnetic waves. So lots of testing that is done in this facility. This next slide, again, speaks to the commitment that Georgian has to, again, social entrepreneurships, where individuals who are interested in bringing together innovative solutions to meet society's most pressing issues, we can help train and support them. At Georgian, we have over 130 programs, as I mentioned. We offer degrees, 2-year diplomas, 3-year diplomas, certificates, as well as the in-school portion of many of our apprenticeships. And if we move to the next slide, you'll see that we have 13 major academic areas of study. We'll likely focus a lot on our computer studies, or the engineering, environmental technologies, as well as skilled trades, especially with tonight's audience. And then moving to the next slide, really excited to talk about the best of both worlds. And this is, again, where Samantha will be able to chime in and talk about her commitment to this level of programming. This is an opportunity for students to earn both a diploma and a degree in just 4 years' time. So if you're interested in a diploma from us and a degree from Lakehead, again, you'll be able to take full advantage of that through electrical, environmental sustainability, applied life science, as well as computer science. So some great offers there. Moving on, again, we're very proud to offer a number of support services. If you need mental health support or a commitment to an individual education plan, whatever the case may be, we've got these supports in place to help you. And then again, there's no reason that anyone should be held back financially from accessing our incredible programs. We have millions of dollars available in the form of awards, scholarships, and bursaries. And also, footnote, there's an opportunity to earn while you learn, because those co-op programs, again, are paid work experiences. So get great opportunity for students involved there. Again, if you're outdoorsy like me and you like to take advantage of some of the 4-season playground that our communities have to offer, students tell us that they really like that and the locations of our campuses. So again, go ahead, take advantage of those options while you're going to Georgian. The next slide, we'll talk a little bit about the $5,000 tuition grant. If you're interested in signing up, you can take full advantage of that. And then our last slide, again, talks about how you can get connected. And there's more ways to connect with us, whether it's signing on to take advantage of our virtual experiences, maybe book a 30-minute phone appointment with me, or if you want to explore some of our programs, you're not really sure, check out the Career Match tool, which is, again, a great opportunity for students to explore what's available for them at Georgian College. So again, this is a high-level overview of what Georgian has to offer. And Karthik, I'll turn it back to you to administer any of our Q&As for this segment.
Well, first of all, thank you, Stephen. That was a lot of information. There's a lot of exciting stuff going on at Georgian. I really like the social entrepreneurship initiative. I think that really ties into, we're going to be talking with the group for our next segment about the First Innovation Challenge, where students are tasked to identify a problem in this world and come up with a solution. And so, you talk to, and Michelle, like we deal with this on the First Canada Youth Council. The First Canada Youth Council, which Michelle is a part of, like comes up with their own ideas every year for what they want to focus on. And it's all these social initiatives, right, Michelle?
Yeah, coming up with new ideas.
Yeah, and so I think that really is going to appeal to our students. So we do have some questions for you, to try and, probe the minds of our students of what they're looking for. But what are some of the benefits for attending college?
I can answer that one. And I just have to say before I answer it, I love watching that video of Georgian because my students that I've taught are in it and my colleagues are in it. The lab I use is in it. So I love that video because it really shows the hands-on nature. And that's one of the benefits of coming to Georgian College. At the college level, our classes are on the smaller size. So we're looking, depending on the course, depending on the program, 30 to 50 students in a class, but smaller groups for lab environment. So you get that personal experience that you might not get in the first year university massive lecture halls. So you really get that. And because of those small class sizes, we get hands-on experience. Our students are in the lab. They're using the equipment that we've seen in the videos and we saw in the pictures. That anechoic chamber, our students are in there doing testing. It's all integrated into our curriculum and into our labs. And that leads to applied research projects with faculty and industry and lots of field work as well, depending on the program that you're in. Our industries drive our programs. So we have a group of industry representatives that tell us what our students need to learn so that they're job ready when they graduate. And I think that's one of the really big benefits of going to college. And Stephen mentioned scholarship and award opportunities, and then all the stuff you can do outside of class, the committees, the groups, getting involved in the communities. There's lots of great opportunities.
Wow, there's a lot of good reasons right there, right, Michelle?
Yeah, a lot of good reasons. So, could you tell us about what kind of programs Georgian offers that students in FIRST might be interested in?
Yeah, absolutely. So I was trying to run through, what do we offer at Georgian and what do students at FIRST like to be involved in? And so first thing that came to mind, obviously, was some of our engineering and technology-based programs. We have 2-year diplomas and 3-year diplomas. So there's a choice, and many of those include paid co-op work terms. So being, paid to go to school almost and learning on the job. But we have a brand new electromechanical engineering technology program in mechatronics that's starting up. We have mechanical engineering, civil engineering, environmental technology. Computer programming might be of interest. And we've got a couple of programs that relate to computer programming and interactive media design. And then we've got our skilled trades like heating, I'm gonna get this wrong, let me read it. Heating, refrigeration, and air conditioning, as well as maybe marine engineering technology. And then we've got a ton of grad certificates. So if you've gone elsewhere and you wanna come back to college and get more hands-on experience, come and get a grad cert, in artificial intelligence and building automation or research analyst. So lots of great opportunities, including our Lakehead Georgian degrees.
That's wow, a lot of good stuff going on. There are a lot of exciting programs that I know our students will be excited about. So, if a student's watching this show today and, they go to the Georgian website, find a program that they're interested in, how does one apply? Is the application process still open for Ontario students, or what are we looking at right now?
Yes, the application is still open. So if you're applying directly to Georgian to one of our diploma or certificate programs, you're applying through ontariocolleges.ca. If you're looking at our Lakehead Georgian programs, then those get applied through the Ontario University Application Center. And Stephen could mention this more, but most of our programs are still open. Our equal consideration date is February 1st. So absolutely, have a look, apply. If you've got questions, our faculty and staff are amazing and we all like to answer student questions. So please reach out.
That's very, very exciting. We are, running out of time. And so I want to get to some of the more important questions, but you talked about the co-op experience, which I think a lot of FIRST students are really looking into. Do you have any examples of types of co-op work terms that your students have done while attending Georgian that might excite some of our audience members?
Absolutely. So a student in our, let's say our electrical engineering program might do a co-op with Hydro One or Toronto Hydro and numerous areas within those groups. A mechanical engineering student might work for Magna or Honda or Napoleon. So you're talking about big industry that, these are where our graduates go and work, and they get that hands-on learning experience as part of their schooling to go, hey, is this the career for me? Is this what I want to do? And I give environmentals my area that I go. So our students end up working for a lot of municipalities. They're out there learning how to treat our water, learning how to handle our waste management, all part of what we learn within the program, but we get to apply those skills right into industry. It's an amazing opportunity. So I absolutely, if you can take a program with co-op, that's a great way to go.
Well, those are some exciting opportunities right there. And, I think co-op programs are so valuable right now just to get that experience before you go into the job market. I'm just wondering, Stephen and Samantha, any final words before we go? Any words of advice for the students out there?
The only thing I kind of want to mention is our Lakehead Georgian partnerships. It's a degree and a diploma together. So if you're like, I want university and I want college, here's the best of both. You get the hands-on from college and you get the, the advanced thinking and learning that you get with university. So we also have this opportunity, and most people aren't aware of, called articulation agreements. Do a college diploma and then get credit to go to a university that we have an agreement with. So we really have that ability to have, the best of every option. So I really encourage students to check out Georgian, and hopefully you find something that really appeals to you and you want to join us.
Very nice. Stephen, anything to add? Close us out?
Just we're available, Karthik, even though many of us are working remotely. If you want to book an appointment and speak to one of us, please go to georgiancollege.ca and the big blue button in the top right-hand corner, speak to a recruiter and you can connect with us.
Yeah, and to all the students out there who are watching, I can't recommend that experience enough, because you can read through as many websites as you want, but you really learn about these schools when you talk to someone like Stephen or Samantha, and I saw, Stephen, you said you have like these 30-minute appointments that they can have with you. That's such a huge opportunity to the students out there. Like, take advantage of this, because you want to learn, and there's all sorts of questions you have that you might not, that's hard to put into an email, but you can just bounce them off in that 30-minute sort of session like that. So I think that's a really cool option. So thank you to Georgian College. Thank you for all your support of FLL, and thank you for providing opportunities for our alumni to do cool things. And I can't wait to get back to Georgian for an in-person event at some point, down the road. So thank you for being here, everyone.
Thanks for having us.
All right, we're going to be back talking Innovation Challenge in just one moment, folks. Oh, hey, we're back. And now we're going to talk about the Innovation Challenge, right, Michelle?
Yeah.
Are you working on your team?
Excited.
Are you working on your team's Innovation Challenge this year? Part of what you're doing?
I'm dropping in on a few of the meetings, some of them, and it's some really great stuff going on.
Well, yeah, I can imagine. 1305 does so much cool stuff already. The UV cube and all that. Like, what's going to be next? I'm excited to see. So, folks, let's take a look. And who do we have here? Well, we got winners of the first prize at the 2017 Global Innovation Awards. They went to Washington, D.C. for this. This is like a huge ceremony and like lots of dignitaries and important people. But speaking of important people, we have Connor Bosey, First Canada alum from the Hydrators and FRC Team 1360. Former member of the First Canada Youth Council. He was on last year, did not get a bucket hat like Michelle did. Michelle has a bucket hat because she's pretty cool, And also one of our First Canada game announcers for FRC, FTC, and FLL. And now a Queen's Biochemical Engineering student. Welcome back, Connor.
It's great to be here, Karthik. Thanks for having me.
It's always good to have you on the show. It's good to see you. Like, if this was like FRC season, we'd be getting ready for an event together. I'd be like so pumped, like, oh, Connor, we're doing Ryerson together.
I sat there last weekend going, it's wrong. I should be in Durham for FLL.West followed by FTC champs right now. And I wasn't.
Yeah. But you know what? The virtual season has lots of opportunities and we've got lots of cool stuff going on and we're going to bring excitement and there's going to be a lot of excitement with the Innovation Challenge. And we've also got a couple of your teammates here. We got Ash L, who's a former Hydrator, former Hydro Hulk, and current Abbey Park High School student, and a member of the very successful and legendary E-Bot Pylons. Hey, how's it going, Ash?
Going amazingly. How about you guys?
I think that I'm excited. I just want to hear from y'all. I'm really excited to talk about this and talk about the horse hydrator and all that good stuff.
Well, of course.
Rounding it out, we got Graham Dubroy McCardle, First Canada alum from the Hydrators and FRC Team 1360 Orbit Robotics, currently a Ryerson University student in the electrical engineering stream. Hey, Graham.
How you doing, Karthik?
I am doing great. And so thank you all for being here. And there's so much we could talk about, but I guess, so 2017, you were all first LEGO League students at that time, right?
Yep.
It's crazy how like time works, I don't know why I should be surprised how time works. But anyways, and you did your challenges and whatever, and you had a very successful season that year because you won the Champions Award at FLL Provincials that year, correct?
Yes, we did, FLL.West.
And then you went to Worlds, and what did you win there?
First place Innovative Solution Award.
And then you went to the Global Innovation Awards and won?
First prize.
There we go. Huge accomplishment in Canada because this is one of the biggest awards in First LEGO League. And so that's another great Canadian team on a world stage representing us really, really well. So in 2017, what was the problem and solution you did with? And also, I guess, what was the theme that year? Because that's going to help teams understand why you chose this.
Well, in 2017, we were given the theme Animal Allies, which for the project, they said, hey, what are problems that that the interaction and relationship between humans and animals face regularly, and come up with a way to improve it. That's, as you may have figured out, incredibly vague. So what we actually ended up doing is we went to a stable, Avernity Stables, and we asked the owner, hey, what kind of problems are you facing? She actually told us that she has problems making sure that her horses are drinking enough water. So what we did was we came up with what we called the H2O post. Horses hydrating outside.
Love it.
So basically, what the post does, to put it in, simply, a horse can approach the post. It will be able to see the horse approaching and fill it with water. It will be able to tell what horse came to the post and is having a drink right now, and it can tell how much said horse had to drink. That way, it's able to return a detailed report of how much each horse on a stable is drinking. This is important since typically, if you like to keep your horses outside in a field so that they can run around and do horsey things, there's no good way to track how much water they drink. So this was incredibly crucial to make sure that the horses stayed happy.
So hold up here. You all were like, how old when you did this? Like
14.
14. Okay. And you said you detected the horses, so it knew the difference between like Billy and Jane horse. Those were horse names.
Yeah.
Yes, this is actually really cool. So you know how when you get one of those when you get a dog and you have to microchip the dog in order to be able to if someone finds the dog, they can scan it and they know, hey, this is the dog's name, this is who owns it. What you can actually do is you can apply the same technology to a horse in their nasal cavity right on the nose. If you can touch your nose, you have a little bit of a gap on the bridge right there. That's called your nasal cavity. Yep. So horses, their nasal cavity, obviously, is a lot bigger. So you can actually put a microchip right there, perfectly harmless to the horse. And once the horse dips their head into the post in order to take a drink, we can detect this microchip in their nose and identify what horse is having a drink.
Wow, and so we're using RFID for that, or what?
That's right. There's a passive RFID chip in the horse's nasal cavity.
It's actually rather interesting. In the year that we were working on it, as we were working, you have to work through multiple iterations of your project. You don't get the first solution going around. So that wasn't our original idea, but in January of our season, they actually passed a law here in Ontario saying all racehorses had to do that, and we went, well, look at that. And it's little things like that you got to keep working to improve.
And you wait, hold on, you came up with that in January, and so January is when you're getting ready for FLL provincials.
Yeah.
Yes.
So at regionals, we were going with the idea of RFID halters, and that was our plan. But once we had then found out that it was becoming law here in Ontario for racehorses to have that, it then became a simple extrapolation of if racehorses have that and we can apply this to racehorses, then what's going to stop regular, not racehorses, but more recreational horses from having that. So.
Okay. This is cool. This is cool in so many different ways. Michelle, what are you thinking about this? You said you like horses, so.
Yeah. Was there any reason why you chose horses in particular? Like what said, we gotta do horses?
We chose horses. Honestly, this is going to be very underwhelming. We went to Avernity Stables first. They had horses, and we liked the problems that she was facing.
That's a good enough reason. There's a lot of problems out there. You don't have to solve them all. So solving the first one that approaches you, especially if it's a valid one, makes a lot of sense. So the Innovation Challenge, obviously you had a good experience with it, but why do you think, this is new for FRC? And, Connor and Graham, I know you've done FRC. Ash, have you done FRC?
I have not done FRC quite yet, but I am very looking forward to the opportunity of potentially doing it next year.
It's going to be awesome.
See.
It'll be really,
I'm very
really
excited.
Yeah, but why do you think that FRC teams should enter the Innovation Challenge this year? Why?
Yeah, well, I've got that answer for you guys. So I think one of the greatest things about FLL, and it's something that I probably will end up talking about later too, but it's having the ability to tackle a real world problem. You go into FRC and you've got real world problems. Yeah, sure. You're given the game design, but you know where the problem is going. At the end of the day, you're going to have a robot, right? Your decisions are more design based. Am I going to use an elevator? Am I going to use an arm? Is it going to be a claw? Is it going to be how am I going to take this thing? And you really do have an idea of what's going to be solved and how, which is not always how it works out in the real world. I have to compare it to what I've been working on for school, which is I sort of have that same idea right now. But first semester, I had a lot of things like I have no clue what I'm doing. I have to just get to that point. And I think that it's the real world application of being able to take a very complicated problem and breaking it down to a level that you can understand and work with, something that's tangible and malleable, and being able to shift it to something that you can solve. And I think that that ability to not know where you're going, but to work it out and find along the way, finding that solution at the end, that's the most important thing you can glean from this, and it's something that should be in everyone's repertoire.
That's so interesting, Connor, because if you think about our school system, you go to school and you get questions, and then you answer those questions, and then you have a test, and you kind of know what the questions are going to look like before the test, because it's always kind of the standard form and whatever. And the real world's nothing like that. The real world's not laid out for that. There's no answer in the back of the book. And so often when you're at a job, it's not a matter of sometimes it's like, do this at 9 o'clock, do this at 9:30, whatever. But for the most part, it's like, how can I improve this company? And how can I, and unless that's a hard thing to do. And so it's really important to learn this. So that's really, really valuable that you touched on that, Connor. Michelle, I see you're nodding your head. What do you think about it?
Yeah. What you said is really true about, the school can sometimes be quite different, and that it's not like, so that this challenge is kind of like preparing you for the real world a little bit, really getting you thinking about solutions. So, guys, what was your favorite part about your Hydrators course experience?
Horses hydrating outside, H2O. Come on.
It's really hard to narrow down one best part of the experience for me, just because there are so many amazing things that were able to happen through the span of the year. If I had to narrow it down, I'm going to say top 3. I'd go 1, meeting all of the amazing people and all of the amazing teams from around this area and beyond. 2 is hearing all of the other teams' innovative solutions, how they're coming up with it, their processes, and how they came to have the product that they ended up with. And even taking a very vague prompt, narrowing it down to something specific, and innovating and overcoming different problems in a real world environment. It's absolutely phenomenal, and I love each and every moment of it. And I think the majority of the team can agree on that.
Very cool, Ash. What about you, Greg?
My absolute favorite part of the competition? I think, yeah, this was going to be a generic answer. The teamwork and the working with the team in order to come up with new ideas and new solution. I definitely think I became a lot more confident working with other people because of First LEGO League, because I had so much fun working with other people.
See, Graham, it's interesting there, because you said, well, this is a generic answer, almost like that's a negative thing, but it's almost, it just kind of shows that it is a generic answer because it's so embedded in the program and it's so valuable, and it's just like, as much as, robots are embedded in the program, that sense of teamwork is, and that stuff is valuable forever. Like, not all of us are going to play with robots, when we're adults, but all of us are going to be working in teams. What about you, Connor? What was your favorite part?
Oh boy. I'm in a similar situation to Ash, where I don't know if I can pick a certain thing, but you know what I'd have to say? It was that feeling of sharing the knowledge with other people. You'd go to an event, and sometimes you'd be sitting there, and it didn't matter what you were doing. You could have been fixing a robot, or you could have just been sitting in the pit, or you could go to another team's pit, or you'd have somebody come to you, and just starting up a conversation with people from all walks of life all around the world, and just talking to them about things that excite both of you, and it's a mutual experience. That was so incredible to see. They at the Global Innovation Awards, it was all held in a hotel down in DC, and all the teams stayed there, and we all just got down from our rooms in the morning, and we went downstairs, and there were our pits, and that's where we were. And so you really got to meet the other teams, and just the level of innovation and the drive and the passion from everyone. It was really great, and they did a really good job of mixing the teams around, so you got to meet people and work with new people. I think that was probably one of the best parts, was seeing that it's a shared experience if you do it right. And First, I think, definitely did it right.
Okay, so you touched a little bit about this, because you got to go on to the big Global Innovation Awards, and our teams this year who are competing will have that opportunity if they are so skilled and talented, and their presentations take them that far. It's going to be different, obviously, because it's a virtual year. Who knows what that's going to look like? I don't. But so, what was it like competing at those levels? Like, did you have to? Because I know this year teams are asked to do a certain amount for their first presentation, and then as they qualify for the next level, they have to add additional things. Was it like that for you, or was it pretty much the same, or did your solution evolve? Well, obviously, your solution evolved because the law passed about the racehorses. But what else? What else changed? And what was it like moving on to those higher levels?
So as we were starting to progress from regionals through provincials, the innovation celebrations, the world championships, beyond just starting with an idea, coming up with a solution, and having all of the drafts ready to present, we were able to start going through with things such as prototyping or applying for a patent, tons of different really unique experiences like that just doing exclusively one little thing, for example, the robotics challenge in FLL, you wouldn't be able to really experience all of these different things that you can do in the innovation challenge. And so I know for us from regionals through provincials, first prototype was completed. Provincials through innovation celebration, second prototype was completed. A patent completion later came on, and we were patent pending up until around the World Festival. And there's a lot of interesting bits that came along in the process of just developing beyond our knowledge and our system how we choose to present it, and just being able to share with more and more people as that was going through. It really brought light to your solution, and you could see it going out to be whatever you really desired it to be.
Okay, I want to stop right here and pause because I don't want to be accused of burying the lead. But so you all have a patent in your name now for this?
Yep.
Technically speaking, patent pending. Yeah, we're still waiting for the finalization in I think for the U.S.
Wait a minute.
We've got the conditional patent that went through, but we're still waiting for patent pending for U.S. and worldwide. Yeah.
Wow. And so, what's the specific details on the patent? Well, give us the short version. Obviously, I don't need to go through 17 pages of legal text, but
I can actually post the patent into the Twitch chat if Nightbot lets me.
Yeah.
Nightbot did not let me.
Post it into the Zoom chat.
Yeah.
The Twitch chat for you.
So the real thing about the patent is, when we got the Global Innovation Award win and we were already been patent pending, we knew that we had to look at what our solution was and fix it. So there was a lot of progress that happened between the point of to get to the final patent and where we were. You know what I mean? The post itself, I think, underwent 4 or 5 separate iterations after our FLL season was done to get it to the where it is in the patent. And I think where we got in the patent is we now consider our minimum viable product, to be able to bring to market what we wanted. And we worked for a very long time. There it is. Yep, that's it.
Wow. So I just brought this up here. System and method for controlling fluid distribution in a water basin. And so Connor Bosey right there, Graham, Ash. Wow. This is super, super cool. And you see the stages. This continued going for a while. Like you said, it's pending still right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, this is like something that it's on all your resumes, right? I hope.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah. This is fabulous. And so, we're going off the board on the questions here because I didn't realize I knew something like this had happened, but so how did you learn about this process, about going to, I'm assuming you obviously had a patent lawyer working with you, but.
Yeah, what we ended up doing is we decided, hey, let's try for a provisional patent while we were still competing. We thought that would look good for FLL judges. And as this evolved and got bigger and bigger, we suddenly realized, hold on, we might need to do something a little more official than a provisional patent. So we worked with a lawyer by the name, I want to say Brett Slaney. Is that right? Yeah, we worked with a lawyer called Brett Slaney in order to be able to help write this up, since if you read into this, there's a lot more legalese than English. So he helped us translate this in a technical format, do the research, and helped publish this so that we can be officially patent pending.
That is really amazing. Michelle, what do you think about all of this?
I'm kind of blown away a little bit. I don't know, but it's it's not even we were in FLL. This was back in 2017. It's like mind explosion all over the place. Mr. Handsome back here, his mind's blown too. He just told me. So, wow.
So obviously, the patent is one opportunity that you were afforded because of this. But what other opportunities arose from you participating in the Innovation Challenge and being so successful with it?
The opportunities that were given, and especially with the Global Innovation Award, we were able to get our name out there a lot more. This allowed us to be able to build up a bit of social media, get some people, and more importantly, get some help with some of the more technical details. And the other thing that helped is I'm not sure if they still do this, but in 2017 there was a cash prize for the top three people, or the top three teams, and we got the cash prize, which allowed us to be able to fund this patent escapade, as patents are quite expensive, as it turns out.
Well, how much was your prize that you won?
I believe it was $20,000, which converted to 25,000. Yeah, the patent used most of it, if you'll believe it.
Well, to all our students out there, if you're considering a career in law, that's also a good option for you. But actually, all jokes aside, they need technically sound lawyers who can understand this sort of technology to be able to do this sort of stuff. So if you love engineering, but you also enjoy the documentation side and you enjoy that's be a really cool career. And some of our first partner schools offer double degrees in engineering and law. I know Western does, for example. So just throwing that out there, talking about that. What other opportunities were there that did you like at the Global Innovation? Yeah, please, Connor.
Yeah. So one of the great things about the Global Innovation Award was just how many of first sponsors were there. And there was so many cool presentations we got to go to. And we got to talk to a dude who, if I remember the presentation correctly, this is like burned in my brain for whatever reason, but he had a presentation about light and solar panels. And I have his business card still on like my first desk, if you will, back home. And things like that. And I have a very fond photo of Patrick O'Brien's from John Deere with the team, and the hobby horse that we had in the front that is also burned into my memory. But the point is that we got the opportunity to talk to industry experts and learn from them. And I think the big thing about that is that it meant that we could see, we as part of the FLL project, you're always supposed to share your project. You're supposed to share it. You're supposed to get feedback. It helps you improve. It helps you get it out there. But that's always for people you can find. And usually they're experts on the topic. But when you get like more broad experts who know what FIRST is, but they don't necessarily have like the exact expertise, but they know the process. And so getting the process to be looked at and be talked about was, I think, an amazing thing.
That's really, really cool. Graham, who was the coolest person you met in all of this?
In all of my first LEGO League with the Hydrators, as much as Connor is posing at the moment, I'd have to say it's probably some of the mechanical experts that we met in Washington. We met a technical lead from Goal Zero who went through a lot of details about batteries and helping us power this device. We met some people from John Deere. I'd say the coolest people we met were the people wandering the halls at the Washington competition. We got to meet with them. We got to show off our project, and we got to, and they talked to us about it.
That's pretty sweet. All this. So, you mentioned the patent is still pending. Are you all still working on this project? Is it still like a side gig, or like have you incorporated a company? Like nothing would surprise me at this point.
We've got a website. We've got all the social media. Unfortunately, since most of us are heading off to university, Ash, they've got a couple of years to go. Most of us, we've kind of spread apart over the past few years. So as much as we would like to get back to work on it, and we've got some plans for the project, things have slowed down quite a bit, unfortunately.
Well, life happens, and you all are in a very important and busy stage of your life, and so there will always be will always be problems for you to solve. So, that'll be out there. But it's just so cool to hear about all this. So I got one question to close it out. It's gonna take a little bit of time here, but none of you are on FRC teams right now. So I can ask this. If you were entering the Innovation Challenge this year, what problem would you like to solve if based on the replay theme?
I think it's a great question. And I'm going to disappoint everyone with my answer.
Okay.
Watch this.
I love it when you disappoint me, Connor.
Yeah, exactly. I knew you did. But here's the thing, is I could sit here and I could list off a dozen interesting topics that would be amazing projects, if you do them right. But those are projects that appeal to me, right? And I think the big thing is that, yes, we found a project in the stables. We didn't mention the 24 other projects we looked at before we went to the stables and the 12 other projects that were on a giant spreadsheet just from the stables. You have to pick something that means something to you. Even if it's that little bit of a thing. Ash and I were on a team the year before this, and we were going to visit a waste management plant, and it burned down. And that's where we got the inspiration for our project. That's not even a joke. That's how they announced our award at our last competition. Was we got inspired by fire. And the thing is sometimes, I'm not saying fire is what it takes, but sometimes it's the little things. And if you can find a project that you're passionate about, then it's going to be so much better than anything I could list. And the other thing I think I'd have to say is that if you have something and you know the solution to it by the end, if you look at a problem and you go, oh yeah, I just make like a Big Mac and cheese bowl. Not sure why that was my thought, but that's my thought. We're going to ignore that problem in any scenario. If you have a solution already, when you've already got a problem, then you're doing yourself an injustice, because you really want to go into it almost blind so that you can say, let me find the best solution I can get. Because if you go into it with a predetermined idea, what you're going to end up with is a project that gets stopped there. And you want to be more dynamic than that, more creative than that, and just don't limit yourselves.
That is, you didn't disappoint me at all there. Actually, you overwhelmed me there, Connor, because that's some great advice. And, with anything in life, if you choose something that you're more passionate about, you can do so much more. I might have given a TED talk about this at some point, but there's a lot to that. And so I know that Connor just said, choose something you're passionate about, but Graham, Ash, any ideas to spark ideas for our teams? And it's okay if you don't.
Talk to people. Try to see what people want. Try to incorporate what people want. We did this when we were with the Hydrators. We talked to Gail at Vernity Stables. We asked, what do you want? So talk to people in the first community. Ask, what do you want out of this game? Run from there.
That's some great advice. Hey, we're just about here wrapping up on time. So I just want to know, Hydrators, any last words to the audience? Anything you want to say?
You know what I'd say? I think Graham and I can agree. Everybody lost their season last year, and it's not currently the same this year. But First has given an amazing opportunity, and it's an opportunity that FRC kids haven't had before. I love this part of FLL, and I went to FRC. I was like, where'd it go? It's gone. It's not here. But the point is that it might not be the season you all are hoping for, but they've given you an amazing gift, and I hope you guys cherish it and work as hard as you can, because I can't wait to see what you make.
That's beautiful advice there, Connor, and that's a great way to finish this up. Thank you, Hydrators. Thank you for coming on. Good luck with the patent, and I hope all the horses get their drinks and get their microchips, and I can't wait to see what all of you come up with next. And Ash, I hope find you on an FRC team next year somewhere, because that'd be really exciting. So thanks, everyone. Michelle, it looks like we are wrapping up a show here. You have fun today?
Yeah, a lot of fun. Learned a lot. There's, it just shows all the great people in FLL at the colleges and in the FLL Discover.
This show kind of sums up why I love First so much, because it was just such a huge range. We went from, kids talking about their love of gymnastics, soccer, and swimming to people getting patents for automated horse watering systems. Like, what other program gives you that sort of range? It's really cool and really special. So I'm glad to be a part of this amazing community. Hey, Mr. Handsome, what do you think of the show? Yeah, you liked it.
He
Wow.
said he liked it too. Yeah.
Yeah. Mr. Hanson, you should apply to be on the youth council next year. See how that goes. It'll be pretty good. Michelle, next week we've got a really fun show. We've got a preview of the 2021 STEMathon. That's right, the STEMathon's coming back, and all the details are going to be dropping next week. We're going to be discussing with Humber College, another one of our great event hosts, who's going to be talking about what's going on at their school, answering some of our questions. And we have some exciting announcements from First Canada, which I'm not going to tell you about because they're a surprise. And you're going to have to tune in next week to find out what's going on. So, reminder to everyone, stay safe out there. Thank you to all our producers and moderators in chat. Michelle, always a blast working with you, and we will talk soon. Good night, everyone.